Hi there, welcome. Right now, we just ended How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now, I actually mean, yes, my family and I just ended that as a movie, but as an economy, as the US, we just ended that as well. Now, for many of you who have not seen the movie, it's actually a wonderful movie. In the beginning, we have the Who, which are the people that love Christmas, embrace the spirit of Christmas, and are really getting ready for Christmas Day to come. But then we meet the villain. And the villain in this story is the Grinch, who doesn't like Christmas, who was hurt probably from the Who at some point, and there's some enmity there. They're kind of at odds against each other. But in the end, love wins out, and the Grinch and the Who come together. They embrace Christmas, the Christmas spirit, and they actually share a meal together. That is a wonderful story. I feel like we are right there, right now. I'm going to tell you what I mean by that here in a second. My name is Nathan Krampe. I'm the founder of Lions Wealth Management and the creator of the Lions Index. The Lions Index, at the heart of it, goes into 5 different key areas: wealth enhancement, wealth transfer, wealth protection, charitable gifting, and business enrichment. I am going to focus on one key area today, the charitable gifting side, and then I'm going to also go into a little bit more in depth into the investment consulting as a piece of the puzzle too. Those are the 2 areas we're going to get to today. Now, let's start with the charitable gifting. Right now is year end, and I've been talking a lot about charitable gifting, and one of the best ways to work with charities is to donate to them to lower your taxable impact. Potentially, I should say. That is something that many of you do, but one of the big areas of concern right now, twofold. First of all, what charities do you pick? And then secondly, what's the best way to do it with the least impact of tax-wise, especially if we have to sell some assets, and what's a way that we can actually make it work for you? That's where the donor advised fund comes in. What at the heart the donor advised fund is a way that we can be donating to a charity. This is a place where we can park the money as an investment, and we can be growing it over time, and then we can disseminate it to whatever charity of your choosing at any time in the future. That's really impactful because you may want to actually do a little more research of the charity that you're going to be giving to. Second thing that this does is allows you to put investments into there as well, assets. Most of the time, this is, say, a stock, and it can be a highly appreciated stock like what many of you have now. So we can take one that has a high cost basis. Instead of selling it, we can put it into the donor advised fund, and that way you get a double tax impact. So you have the tax impact of not having to sell, so we don't get an actual tax impact there, and we can donate it so you get the tax deduction. Now, as you have more kind of questions about your specific situation, talk to your accountant, because they can help you through the process a little bit more. That is a very good reason why we want the donor advised fund, why many of you have already started one, and why you may want to potentially start one. That's one of the key areas of charitable gifting that we are going through right now. I also want to talk about that investment consulting piece, and why right now I kind of feel like we have been just finalizing How the Grinch Stole Christmas. What I mean by that is, well, a while ago we actually had signed phase 1 of this trade deal with China. It was all happy, we were doing well, but then the Grinch stepped in. And the Grinch in this case was that there was still details to be hashed out between the US and China, and actually it looked like the Grinch was winning, that there was not going to be this trade deal actually happen, that we were going to be kind of down in the dumps, so to speak. But then in the end, late last week, we had kind of love come through, we had a renewed spirit between the US and China, and we came together and signed the trade pact. Phase 1 is pretty much complete, and that is fantastic. I do expect There'll be ups and downs in the stock market, like I always talk about. But when we alleviate unknowns, the stock market likes that. And the economy likes that as well. Hopefully what happens is with this trade pact kind of signed, phase one deal signed, the tariffs not implemented, then what will happen is that we can see much more renewed spirit, and we can see the economies of both the US, China, and actually around the world start to improve. Alleviating the unknown, that's a big piece of the puzzle. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, that's our key takeaway. We have wrapped up. We are in that kind of happy-go-lucky love time right now, and we'll see if it lasts. But on the same lines, have a great rest of the day, and as you have questions, feel free to reach out and we can talk more. Take care.